Hello artists, today we are going to be creating a 1-point perspective word drawing. So because it is almost summer, I decided to do my word summer. You could do summer too, you could do your name, you could do whatever you would like to do for your word. So while I'm doing this, I have to create block or bubble letters. So right now I am drawing those letters out to make block letters. If you're not sure how to make bubble and block letters, what I do usually is I just draw the letter as normal and then I just draw around the letter. If that doesn't make sense to you, you can always just search on YouTube how to draw block and bubble letters, and there's lots of videos that can show you how to do it. Next, I'm putting a dot, or what's called a vanishing point, at the bottom of my picture. And what I'm doing is I'm picking either the corners of my letters or the side of them that would have a line or a shadow or a light that would be coming out to make it look like my letters are popping out. So 5th graders have learned a little bit about 1-point perspective. Other grades have not, so this is something that's kind of challenging and new. But if you're up for the challenge, go ahead and try and do this. If it's too challenging, just skip it and just leave your word and your block or bubble letters, and that is fine too. So when I'm connecting lines to the vanishing point, I often think about it like connecting the dots. So I find the edge of the corners of one of my letters, like the M right now, and I use my ruler to make sure it is lined up with the vanishing point. So it matches the corner of the letter and the vanishing point. Also never ever want to draw through my letters. So on the E again, right here on that corner, I'm going to start at the top. Stop though, because I run into the letter. So you can see that now it looks like the word summer is popping off the page and it doesn't look flat. That's how perspective can help you create these really cool drawings. So I skipped ahead and traced over my letters with Sharpie. Make sure you use your ruler again if you do the perspective part, because you can see on my line on the very far right connected to my R, it's really wiggly because I tried to draw it without a ruler. So it looks better when you line up your ruler again and make sure that you are drawing it straight with your Sharpie. Next, I'm starting to add designs onto my letters. So I'm thinking about things that I love about summer, and I'm trying to match it with the letters. Again, you don't have to do it that way. So for what I was doing though, for S, I was thinking of sunglasses and sun. So I was drawing a bunch of different sunglasses. If I decided to do my name, so let's say I did May instead, I could think about the letter M and think about what does M stand for Mrs. May. And I could come up with some drawings that go with that letter. So that's a thing that you can think about while you're creating your drawings inside of your letters. for the U, I decided to draw ukuleles because I love live music in the summertime. I skipped the other letters because I was having trouble thinking of what I wanted to do. But for R, I wanted to do rainbows because I love the summer rain, and then I always feel like I see more rainbows after rain in the summertime. For the letter E, I decided to do eat because I love to eat summer food. It's some of my favorite food to eat. So watermelon and pizzas and ice cream and hot dogs and grilling out. I love all those things about eating in the summertime and getting to eat outside. So E is for eat. So I had a hard time with M's, but I decided to be really creative with it. For my first M, I decided to do magical. So I drew some unicorns and hearts and some gems. And for the next letter, I drew a bunch of water because I was thinking about making waves. So I thought M for making, and if you turned it upside down, it would be a W, so waves. So I just drew some waves in for that last M because I love water in the summer. Next, I grabbed some tin foil and I'm using washable markers. Make sure you're using washable markers. It cannot be permanent markers for this. And I am coloring with my washable markers in a striped rainbow pattern. You can create whatever pattern you want. It can be just colored randomly, mixing your colors together. You just want to get the tin foil covered in marker, and you can use whatever colors you want. When I'm finished coloring my tin foil, I'm going to take a sponge and get it wet and just dampen my paper. Now my paper was bigger than the piece of tin foil that I had. I only had this already used tin foil that I washed up. So I'm gonna have to do 2 prints with it. But if you have enough tin foil, just make it the size of your paper. So once I have my paper wet, half of it, then I am going to put my tin foil face down and use my hands to rub the foil. Give it a nice massage. And then I'm going to just pick up the corner and peek at it once I'm done rubbing it, trying to hold it still with one hand, so that if there were some spots I missed, I can rub it down a little bit more. So after I did my first print, I went to the sink and washed off my foil, and then I dried up my foil and I colored it again, and I'm dampening the other side of my paper so that I can repeat that same process. I wanted the stripes to be continuous, so I made sure I lined up my foil when I was coloring it so that I had the same thickness of lines, so it looked like it was one continuous print and wasn't 2 prints. So again, rub it down, give it a nice massage, and then peel it back. When you're all done, you could let it dry and color in your individual drawings in your summer, or just leave it. I hope you have so much fun, artists. I can't wait to see.